Hi everyone, my name is Lily Howard. For this project, I chose to do my topic on the issue of climate gentrification caused by rising sea levels, specifically within the Miami-Dade County area. I will briefly discuss the vertical relationships present between local, county, and state governments and how each is working together to address the issue of rising sea levels on the coastal areas of Miami. I will also briefly cover what the primary issue is and its impact on communities and individual lives. So, the ever present threat of global climate change has drastically altered the landscapes of coastal cities in South Florida. Each year, the state is subjected to severe weather such as hurricanes and prolonged heavy rainstorms. As a peninsula, Florida's coastal cities are most vulnerable and at risk of eventually becoming submerged as rising sea levels continue to increase annually. This is evident in the Miami region and its surrounding neighborhood communities. Aside from the amount of damages rising sea levels and flooding causes, it also leads to the greater issue that I really want to talk about, which is the issue of climate gentrification. Now, gentrification is not a new term, but the idea of climate gentrification is relatively new. This is the idea that lower socioeconomic communities are eventually priced out and displaced as wealthy individuals move in from their original homes due to the threat of severe climate changes. In this case, dangers caused by rising sea levels and flooding forces some of Miami's wealthier residents to it forces some of Miami's wealthier residents living on their oceanfront properties to move towards more inland communities and neighborhoods that are located in higher altitudes where the threat of flooding isn't really much of an issue. They usually move into lower income communities as the land values are often cheaper to buy and develop. In Miami-Dade County, the neighborhoods most at risk of becoming gentrified includes Little Haiti, Hialeah, Miami Gardens, and West Coconut Grove. Little Haiti is one of the most that's at risk currently, since the area is about 10 feet above sea level, making it safe enough for most residents to live there. In addition, there is no neighborhood revitalization plans for it other than a multi-purpose residential development plan conceived by wealthy constituents that would ultimately drive out its current residents who already live in that relatively inexpensive area. So, the culmination of issues caused by climate change, rising sea levels, and gentrification also exacerbates social problems that ultimately affects the poor and marginalized communities most. Such issues that would arise from climate gentrification includes displacement of current residents from their homes, homelessness due to lack of affordable housing, which is a big issue all around the country, as well as loss of community identity and cultural disruption. In terms of government response and involvement, the city of Miami passed a resolution in 2018 that gave $4 million from the Miami Forever bond with the expectation that the city manager would use this fund to study, analyze, and assess the issue of climate gentrification and its impact on communities and residents. At the state government level, in addressing the climate change aspect, Governor DeSantis created the Office of Resilience and Coastal Protection within the state's Department of Environmental Protection. Within the state's Department of Environmental Protection in 2019. With this initiative, his plan was to use the new office to carefully monitor, study, assess, and address the effects of rising sea levels and flooding going on. So in 2021, the governor had approved and signed into place a comprehensive piece of legislation known as Senate Bill 1954, which is basically a plan that consists of a list of 76 proposed priority projects that the state would focus and provide a project grant fund of up to over a six $640 million in an effort to protect and preserve inland waterways, coastlines, shores, and coral reefs. $100 million of the fund is designated for partnership projects with local communities, such as those in Miami-Dade County, to address their own specific issues related to sea level rises. Now, one thing I kept thinking of when looking into this topic was the amount of cooperation that's needed and certainly shown on all levels of government, local, county, state, because at the end of the day, a problem in one specific area can also evolve into a major problem that affects the rest of the state. So, in addition, climate change is not just an issue limited only to physical and property damages and destruction. It's also a social problem that affects individuals on all socioeconomic spectrums. So this is why it's so important for governments to come together and discuss policies and plans to address this issue, because at the end of the day, it really does affect all of us.